Preston Foster, coming your way with another episode of Waterfront.
We got any more job to do today, Captain?
I don't think so, Billy. I'll check with Herb at the office and find out.
Watch out, Captain John. There's another tug coming out that slip.
That's all right. He'll let us by. We got the right of way.
Never seen that tug before.
He's not gonna let us by. Talk about road hogs. Who is that guy?
I never seen that tug before.
Captain William. Never heard of her. Must be from another port in here on a job. Cherolander dispatcher, Cherolander dispatcher. Come in, Herb.
Dispatcher to Cheroland. How you doing, Captain John?
Okay, Crawford job's all wrapped up. You got anything else?
No, Captain. That does it for today. But Zach Morgan left a message for you.
Go ahead, shoot.
Zach wants you to go see Mike Baxter over at the Ajax Construction Company.
Ajax, huh? It's about time. We've been after that account for 3 years.
Seems they're not satisfied with the towing company that's been handling their work. They've got a big construction job coming up over at Catalina. Baxter's on the wharf right now.
Okay, Herb, I'll go right over and see him. Cheroland, over and out.
Oh.
Come aboard, Mike. Sounds like a pretty nice piece of business, Mike. As long as you've decided to make a change, I think we can keep you happy.
Well, that might be so, John, but it's not a foregone conclusion that you'll get the business.
You've been trying for 3 years now. You mean you're considering somebody else, too?
Well, there's another outfit in the harbor that's been making a play for the job, and I think it's only right that I should consider them along with Wellington.
Wouldn't be to Captain William, would it?
That's so, huh? Seems like a live wire outfit.
He's always in a hurry, I'll say that for him.
Bill Borden's a real energetic guy. He's full of vinegar.
Bill Borden. Captain William Borden, huh? Must be pretty modest, too, naming his ship after himself.
Here's a rundown on that Catalina job. I've given one to Borden also. Whichever one of you gives me an operations schedule at the lowest cost gets the job.
Sounds fair enough. When do you want the bids?
Tomorrow be okay?
Sure. See you then, Mike.
You still at it, Captain John? Ain't you ever gonna quit?
I'm almost finished. I really got to work out a bid here. I don't want Hot Rod Borden to take this job away from us.
Do you think we can get to business?
I think so. I got a set of figures here as low as I can get and still make any money. You can get the sack, Billy. I won't need you any more tonight.
Good night, Captain.
Good night.
Eddie, I don't know where to begin. What do I know about competitive bids?
Well, you should have thought of that before we got into this.
Well, how did I know that we were going to be up against an established firm? I thought maybe we could just start and feel our way along and learn the business as we went.
I learned all right. Not to listen to your advice.
Oh, stop complaining.
Why shouldn't I complain? There we were, fresh out of the Navy, sitting pretty with a big bundle in our kicks. And you got to decide we ought to buy a tugboat.
Well, what else do we know? After all, I've been running a Navy tug for 12 years.
But the Navy, sure, but that's a lot different than running our own business.
Oh, look, Eddie. You know, we knocked over that poker game, got that big pile of money. I thought maybe luck was riding with us and we should press it.
So we pressed it. Well, where are we? We haven't got 12 bucks between us. And we got a tugboat we'll be paying on for years if we don't starve in the meantime. And no business.
We haven't lost that Ajax account yet.
So why don't you write out a bid and get us the business?
I would. If I only knew what that Herrick was going to bid, maybe I could think of something.
Why don't you ask him? He might be the sociable type.
Yeah, you're a lot of help.
Look, we go aboard the Cheroland. Just a sightseeing trip, you know. And then we Just by accident, of course, we happened to stumble across a copy of Herrick's bid.
No. We don't want to get mixed up in anything like that, Eddie.
Look, what's the difference? Wellington's a big outfit. They got lots of business. Won't make any difference to them if they lose this one account. But to us, it's our bread and butter.
We need the business, all right, but gee, breaking into a guy's cabin.
It isn't as if we were stealing. We'll just go aboard, have a look around, and leave.
Hello, Herb. This is John. I've been trying to find Zach. He must be out. When you get a hold of him, tell him I got the Ajax bid all worked out and I'll submit it in the morning.
But Zach Morgan left a message for you.
Check, make sure there's nobody on board.
Okay.
What about him?
Watch it. I'll check the wheelhouse.
Good idea, Herb. I'll go back to the Cheryl Land and work over the bid. Anything else?
No, Captain John.
Okay, so long.
Just take it easy, Buster, and you won't get hurt.
What's the matter?
It's okay. Everything's under control. Just get finished up there so we can get out of here.
Sound like Captain John is coming back. Now you fellas will see some action.
We sure will. My pal up in the wheelhouse was heavyweight champ of the Navy.
Uh-oh, Captain John's overmatched.
Well, come on, get out.
Captain John. Stay down.
Ah, shut up.
Stay down, Captain John. It's a mismatch. Take a dive, Captain John.
How many guys was I fighting?
Just one, Captain John, but what a one. He's the heavyweight champion of the whole Navy.
Now you tell me. Better take a look in the wheelhouse. Now, why anybody want to burgle the chair land? Nothing seems to be disturbed.
I guess you got here just at the right time.
I don't see how I could have got here at a worse time.
Mr. Baxter? I'm Eddie Hill. I work with Bill Borden. He couldn't come over, so he asked me to represent him.
You met Captain Herrick? Eddie Hill.
Oh, yeah. Fine, thank you.
Pull up a chair, Eddie.
Thanks.
Well, fellas, what are we going to do about it?
I understand our bid was the lowest.
But Captain Herrick's bid contained an indemnity clause.
Indemnity clause?
You know what that is, don't you?
Oh, sure.
I want to be fair to both sides and make some sort of a equitable arrangement.
It's okay with me. You got a suggestion?
Yeah, I have. May seem a little unusual, but this whole thing seems unusual to me.
What do you got in mind, John?
Well, as long as it's about a toss-up, why not let the tugs decide?
The tugs?
Sure. Give it to the tug that performs the best.
You mean a race?
No, speed's not very important to a tug. Power's what counts.
A tug of war?
Sure, why not? That's as good a way as any to decide it.
Well, it is unusual, but I'll go along with it if it's okay with you fellas.
What do you say?
We'll stack the Captain William against anything you got. It's a deal.
How'd you make out?
Okay, I guess.
What do you mean, you guess?
Well, Baxter couldn't decide who to give the job to. Our bid was the lowest, but Herrick had something like an indemnity clause in his bid, so Baxter said that sort of evened us up.
An indemnity clause? How am I supposed to think of something like that?
Well, you're supposed to be the big brain.
Can it, Eddie? So what happened?
So Herrick said, why not let the tugs decide it? So we're going to have a tug of war to see which tug has the most power.
Are you kidding? How could you fall for a gag like that?
Okay, if you don't like the way I handle it, why don't you come over and handle it yourself?
Yeah, sure. That's a great idea. Have Herrick recognize me. Why Baxter throw us both out on our ears?
Well, you're going to have to meet Herrick sometime.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
You know something? It was pitch dark that night on the tug, and Herrick was so busy getting knocked down and getting up, I don't think he had a chance to recognize anybody.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But that's not our immediate problem, Eddie. This tug is not in shape. We need a lot of work done on the engines.
And we haven't got the dough for that kind of a job.
We sure need dough. You got any ideas?
Well, I understand there's a hot poker game goes on every night over there back at the piers.
That game is my meat. I'll go over there and get some scratch and we'll get this tub in shape.
Been out all night. You must have picked up some bundle.
Yeah, some bundle.
How much you win?
Oh, Eddie, get off my back, will you?
Oh, come off it now. Part of that dough you were playing with was mine. I got a right to know. How much did we win?
We did not win. We lost.
All our money?
Yeah. All our money and the tug, too.
The tug?
I was up against two of the hottest poker players I ever saw.
You mean they're going to take the tug away from us?
Looks like it. They agreed to let us have her until a deal with Herrick comes off, and... Eddie, if we don't get that job, they take the tug.
The whole U.S. Navy. And I got to tie up with you.
I'm sorry, Ed.
What do we do now?
Best we can, I guess. I don't know. Maybe we better get down there and do the best we can ourselves on that engine, huh?
Have you met Bill Borden?
No, but I nearly collided with him a couple of times out in the channel. He handles that thing like there's no tomorrow.
He's a live wire, all right.
Yeah.
Captain Eric, Captain Borden.
Oh, yeah. Haven't I met you before?
No, not that I remember.
It's funny, I had a feeling we'd met before.
Must have been some other good-looking guy.
Yeah, I guess so.
Now, you fellas understand what you're supposed to do, huh? After you get your stern lines tied up, you get in position, and I'll give the signal. Now, if the Cheryl Ann pulls the Captain William past Pier 90, she wins. And if the Captain William pulls the Cheryl Ann past 230, she wins. That okay?
Right.
Good luck, fellas.
Is that Bill Borden, the fellow we tugging against?
Yeah, why?
Uh-oh, we're dead.
What are you talking about?
Oh, man, if his tug can tug like he can punch, he's allowed to pull us clear up on Main Street.
What do you mean like he can punch?
He's the man that was making like you was a yo-yo the other night on the Cheryl Ann.
He said we never met before.
Maybe we better plead our previous engagement.
Ah, come off it, Billy. So he can punch. That won't help him with this. But the Cheryl Ann's no outboard motorboat. Let's get with it.
You think we can do it, Captain John?
I hope so, Billy. I think the Cheryl Ann's got more sustained power than the William. We'll start building it up gradually, give the proper chance to dig in. You get below, and I'll tell you when to start building.
Good luck.
All right, Eddie. When we get out there and get the signal, give her all she's got. We'll try and get a jump on her. Okay, Eddie, pour it on.
All right, Billy. Start building her up gradually. Don't throw it all in at once.
Give me more, Eddie. Give me more.
That's it, Billy. Keep her coming. That's the boy, Billy. Keep her coming. Keep it rolling.
Give me more, Eddie. Give me more. I'm giving her all she'll take. Eddie, you gotta give me more. What are you trying to do? Blow us up? Well, shoot the works. If you don't, we're dead.
Good job, Billy. I think the Borden's disabled. We'll tow her in.
Congratulations, John. Guess that was about as fair a way as any to decide this thing. I'll go over the details with you later at the office. That
Thanks,
okay?
Mike.
Oh, it's too bad, Borden. Better luck next time.
Thanks.
I'll see you, fellas.
Right.
Well, congratulations, Captain.
Thanks.
You know, I did something I'm kind of ashamed of. We needed that business pretty bad, and the other night I sneaked aboard your tug to get a look at your bid. I'm the guy you crossed up with.
Yeah, I know. Billy told me.
Oh? No hard feelings?
A scrap like that isn't something a fella forgets right away, but no hard feelings. How's your tug?
Blew up the engine pretty bad, but it doesn't matter now.
Can't do much with a tug without an engine.
No, I guess we're out of the tugboat business now.
You don't look like a couple of guys that quit that easy. So you lost this job, there are plenty of others.
Not for us. You see, we don't exactly own that tug anymore.
No?
Well, you see, Captain, I used to consider myself a pretty good poker player, but a couple of guys I ran into the other night, well, they slugged me pretty good. Real good. I lost our tug.
You sure the game was on the level? I heard there was a couple of pretty sharp guys operating a poker game around here.
Well, losing in an honest game is one thing, but if that game was crooked, that might be something I'd like to look into.
So would I.
I didn't know you were a gambler.
I'm not. But a game like this, I might like to do a little kibitzing.
Be my guest. I'll open it.
I raise.
Call.
I'll call. Let me have 3 cards.
2.
1.
Raise.
Call.
I'll call.
Full house. Full house.
Beats me.
Me too.
Your deal. Let's deal with this deck, huh?
What's a big idea?
No big idea, just a new deck. Might bring me luck.
What's wrong with the cards we've been playing with?
What do you think, John?
Very interesting.
Yes, what's wrong with the deck? What do you think?
Okay, wise guy. What are you gonna do about it?
I got a lot of confidence in you, Bill.
I'd hate to disappoint you. Will you join me?
Yeah? I'll be your guest.
I'll pick up the dough. You guys did all the work.
I know just how they feel.
You're not so bad yourself, Captain John.
That's a pretty good compliment coming from you. Well, I guess the cops will be glad to see these guys.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll have any trouble hanging on to your tug now.
Well, you know, Captain, I really goof. Working for yourself is pretty tough. You don't know all the angles. We're in the Navy. Somebody told us what to do, and we did it.
Suppose Zach Morgan or I told you what to do.
You kidding?
We can always use a couple of birds like you. Besides, I'd rather have you on my side.
It's a deal.
Well, we hope you enjoyed tonight's story, and that you'll be with us next week for another episode of Waterfront.